Good evening, Saints. Good afternoon, rather. Happy, blessed Sunday. I'm so happy, Saints, to be talking to you once again. I haven't spoken in a couple of days, but I'm here today. I'm coming from church. As usual, Sunday is my church day. Sunday is a very important day of the week for me because without fellowship, by going into the church, I most time feel like a fish out of water. And saints, I'm telling you from experience, it's a great thing to step into the house of the Lord and be blessed. I'm here today, saints, to speak about many are called, but few are chosen. That's my topic for today. And I always start off by reading the scripture. I'm reading in Matthew 22, verse 14. It says, many are called, but few are chosen. That there goes the scripture. And let me try to explain as much as I can about many are called and few are chosen. There's so many people, for instance, who, are called to do a job. You go, for instance, you're in your job. Like me, I'm working in the nursing field. I'm a nurse. But before I became a nurse, I was out there doing other stuff, doing other little odd jobs. But God called me to be a nurse. And I realize it day by day. Every day that I do this job, every day that I'm able to take care of somebody, every day that I'm able to give somebody a word of encouragement is a pleasure for me. So I'm happy that God put me in that calling, the calling to be a nurse, a caregiver per se. And every day of my life has been, sometimes it's ups and downs. Let's not forget that. But it is my pleasure to be of service. Because this helps us to be of service. This is a job that helps us to be a servant unto God's people. And a servant also, most of all, unto God. Because whatever we do to these people that we take care of, it affects God. And he said in his word that whatsoever you do, no matter how small of it is, to the least of my brother, that you do unto me. So whatever good I do, for instance, to my residents and my patients, I do it unto God as well, and he honors that. A lot of time we get called, but we just keep running from it. I know that. Because I was running when I got the call to serve the Lord, I ran away for a very long time. I wasn't paying attention to it. I was still out there going to parties, going to the club, doing all sorts of other things, and not paying attention to the calling of God. But it so happened that when I was able when I decided to do this, it was in my mindset not to continue running from the call, to be obedient to what God says I'm supposed to do. Because obedience, he said in his word, is better than sacrifice. So saints, whatever God is calling you to do and you're running away from it, he's going to catch up with you. He was calling for Saul, for instance. There was a man called Saul in the Bible that he was persecuting and killing Christians. And it so happened that he was on a trip to go to another city to kill other Christians one day. And in the midst of it, God stopped him. God struck him blind. And God told him that the only way he was going to be able to get that blindness cure, he had to come to serve the Lord. Many of us see people walking without their sight. I believe, I've never been in that shoe, but I believe that it's not a good thing when you can't see. When you're walking on your own and you can't see. When you're eating and you can't see what you're eating. So I know that's not a good thing. So when God did that and God allowed him to be blind. Yes, sorry, saints, I was interrupted for a brief moment. But I was saying before that, whatever God called you to do, just not be stubborn. Just not be disobedient. Go ahead and do what does the Lord, because you will be greatly rewarded. Because sometimes we think that we can help God, but God doesn't need any help. Because when he tells us to do something, we thinking that it's something else. But another thing again, saints, we have to be able to hear from God. When you pray, and ask God for something, and maybe it's not the right thing that God wants you to do, He will tell you. But you have to pray and also have a listening ear out to hear that still small voice of God telling you exactly what He wants you to do, the way He wants to use you. So, saints, as I go right now, I'm about to go, I'm just encouraging you to stay focused and listen to what God is saying to you, and then you will know what He wants you to do. I love you, saints, and I'll speak to you later. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notification.
And like this video. And and don't forget to subscribe. But let's see if we get her to 80 subscribers. If we can, I'll drop another video. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can get her to, let's see, 30 likes on this video. And if we can, that'd be amazing. Thank you.